Hey, Ricky Shockley here from MedSpa Magic Marketing. Go ahead and before anything else, download this actual checklist in the description of the video. So we're going to have this actual checklist down there that you can get for free, which is going to have checkboxes for all of the items that we're going to run through here in this video. But the video is going to go through a deep dive to show you how to audit all of these different elements of your online marketing without being an expert in any of this stuff. You're going to get a really simple checklist to make sure that you're not really missing the mark with what you're doing with your SEO, your current ad strategies, and the way that you're using email and text. So I think it's going to be super, super informative, super helpful. And if you get to the end of this and you feel like your marketing is really, really off the rails and missing the mark, go ahead and schedule a strategy session. We'd love to talk about how we can help you improve your online marketing efforts. That link will be in the description of the video as well. Thanks. All right, I'm excited to run through this with you today. This is going to be our DIY 15-minute marketing audit. So obviously, there are a lot of complexities, a lot of things that you probably need to know to be an expert at running Facebook ads for your practice, running effective Google ads, moving the needle in terms of SEO and your Google search rankings. But there are things that you can audit as a business owner and that you should probably be aware of to make sure that your marketing investment is going to good use and that it's generating a result. And these are some very basic top-level things that you can check on your own as you follow us here with this 15-minute audit. So there's a few outcomes from this. Number one, you're going to find, hey, we're killing it. Whoever's handling our marketing, whether it's internal or a marketing provider, they're doing a really, really good job. Check these things off the list. If there's some gaps, you can find opportunities for improvement. And hopefully this is super valuable because it helps you make some changes that improve your marketing results and have some more effective strategies in place after this. And then the third option is if you feel like there's some things that are really missing the mark, you can definitely reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you and schedule a strategy session to talk about how we can help. But let's jump into this, our 15-minute marketing audit. If you want to pause this as you go, because I'm going to kind of move quick here, feel free to do so. So the first thing we're going to look at is the SEO side. And the number one thing we want to do is make sure that we have a single page for every service that we offer. So I see a lot of practices that they have like a med spa page, maybe, especially if they're like a dermatology practice, they have a med spa page where they talk about all their med spa services in one page. Well, the problem with that is the way the search engine rank results work is basically a page is a document in Google's eyes. And by not giving Google a clear document about each service, you're not giving them a page to rank. So make sure you actually have a page for each service. Don't combine a bunch of things into one like long service list. Give them their own dedicated page on your website. The other thing is you want to make sure that it's only one page. So when you're going to check this, go ahead and perform a search that looks like this: site, your domain name, so like your website, and then space, the service. So in this case, we're looking at Cool Sculpting for Colology Austin. And you'll notice there's a handful of pages that talk about Cool Sculpting. Now, I've seen businesses that have a blog post about Cool Sculpting in Austin. They've got an FAQ page about Cool Sculpting in Austin. Then they've got the service page. Ideally, all of the information related to your Cool Sculpting service, in terms of like the information a prospective patient would want to know or need to know, should be contained in one page. So look through that. Make sure you've got a page for every service, but it's only one page for every service. Okay. Next thing is we want a page title that just mentions the service and the city that you serve. So your homepage, if you're a med spa, might look something like this. And you can see this by browsing over the tab at the top here. So it's the business name, Youthful Balance Medical Center, Med Spa in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And then on the service pages, same kind of thing. So they offer semaglutide, which is a really popular weight loss drug right now. You mouse over the browser tab, semaglutide in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, Youthful Balance Medical Center. City that you serve, the service that you offer, and the business name. That is so basic, but you will be shocked how many of you are going to do this audit and see that you either don't have a dedicated service page for every service that you offer, or that your page titles don't actually reflect this basic on-page SEO information. So the other thing that we like to do too is include that same information in the page heading. So again, offering semaglutide in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. It's letting Google know what you provide, where you provide it. Also, make sure your pages are in-depth and comprehensive. So what is this service? How does it work? Talk about your specific processes or procedures, how you use the service. Maybe mention testimonials or before and afters if you have them, news on the service, maybe real self ratings. And then also just make sure there's a clear call to action there for what someone should do if they're interested in moving forward. In this case, it's a free consultation, but give people a clear call to action on every page. People think that a lot of the stuff that matters for SEO is cloak and dagger stuff that's done on the back end of the website. That's not reality. Most of what matters from an on-page SEO standpoint are the things that you can see as a user on the front end. So that's your quick SEO portion of the checklist. Now moving into Facebook ads. So when you get into your Facebook ads dashboard, and if you're not running Facebook ads, this is going to be a crash course on Facebook ads too. So the first thing is we want graphics that stand out visually in the newsfeed. So we want colors and imagery that really pops. You got to think people are there to scroll past your ad. They want to see what their friends, their family, or pages that they intentionally follow are doing. They're not there to see an ad. So you want to do your best at getting their attention in the newsfeed. You also want to use text overlay to clearly explain what the offer is and what the service is. So when they're scrolling past this, they don't even have to read the text part of the ad copy to know that we're offering a flash sale on Disport and that we're doing it in Austin, right? So that's the other thing. Include your location information. Businesses all over the country advertise. There's national brands that are advertising all over Facebook. So let them know that you're a local business, especially if that's not inherent to your business name. And then the other thing is include social proof in your ad images or in your copy at the very least. So make sure people know that you're a reputable provider. Give them a reason to choose you. Do you have awards that you've won? Do you have really good Google reviews that outshine your competitors? Try to include that information in your ad copy or your ad images. If you can add a sense of urgency, like limit it to the first 50 units, put a deadline on it or a specific number of patients that are going to be able to access this offer, that can be helpful too, even if the number is really, really high. Just some sense of urgency. The next thing on the Facebook ads side that you'll want to look at, let me get back to my dashboard here real quick. So that's the basic structure of the ad itself. There's two other quick things I wanted to mention on that front though. So one thing is going to be make sure that you're tracking leads. Your dashboard should show you how many actual leads and make sure that conversion tracking is accurate and matches up with your form fills. So in this case, we've had 42 leads this month on this one specific ad group. And we've paid $20 per lead on that ad spend. So make sure you've got the metrics registering in the ads dashboard and that you know your numbers. How much are you spending on ads? How many leads are you generating? What's your cost per lead? And how many of those are you converting into new patient appointments? One other little bonus item here is check your targeting. Make sure your geographic targeting makes sense. So if you've got if you're in a city, for example, where there's really low income areas and then really affluent areas, you might want to add household income layering. So the zip codes that are low income that aren't really realistically going to be coming in for services, that you're not wasting money reaching those people with ads. Use household income layering. Make sure your geographic targeting makes sense. And I always say pick the 80% threshold. So don't pick the outliers of like where the extremes that people drive from to your practice come from. Pick where 80% of your business comes from and stick to that as your geographic targeting in your ads dashboard. Same thing with age range. Where do 80% of the patients come from? For most med spas, yes, there are men that come to med spas. Most of your patients are probably women. And because of that, you're going to be more cost effective to advertise only to women. So maybe exclude men, only be advertising to women, for example. The other thing that I have on the checklist is make sure that you're giving people clear next steps. So on the ad offer, let people know what they're going to do. Hey, you're going to fill out this form to claim the offer voucher, and then our staff will follow up with you to schedule your appointment, or you'll be redirected to our online booking page. But be really clear is like, what are they filling this out for? And then what's going to potentially happen next, right? So those are some important things to keep in mind on the Facebook ads side. All right. So that's going to give you a really good blueprint for managing and monitoring your Facebook ads, a really good checklist to reference. On the Google side, now we're jumping into Google ads. So if you don't have Google ads, this is going to be a little mini crash course. If you do, we're going to show you how to audit your current Google ads. So go to google.com/ads, log into your dashboard. First thing you're going to want to do is do a little bit of research. Go to Google, type in the service that you offer, the city that you serve, see what your competitors are doing in terms of new patient offers or promos for services. Because if your offer is not competitive, you're not going to generate business from Google ads. Make sure you've got a competitive offer. The goal here is to get new patients in the door. I always use this phrase from a book called The Advertising Effect, and that's action changes attitude faster than attitude changes action. Your best way to turn a person into a fan of your practice is to get them to come in for an authentic experience where they have a really good experience inside the building here. So get people in the door is the name of the game. Make sure you've got a competitive offer in place. The next thing you're going to want to do is check your search terms report. And this is where I say ad campaigns are won or lost. So on the left side here, you'll either see something under keywords that says search terms, not search keywords, or it'll be under insights. So search keywords are the phrases and queries that you type in that you're telling Google, hey, we want to show up for things like this. Now, there are certain kinds of match types that you can use when you're building your search keyword list that dictate what Google is actually allowed to show your ad for. I'm not going to get into the details of that because this is just the audit. So for the audit, you just want to look at your search terms, and you want to make sure that the search terms report really only contains high intent queries that are relevant to your practice. So you don't want competitor names in this report. You don't want people looking for DIY options. You don't want people looking for creams or lotions that do what your service does. You don't want people looking for things that are kind of related but aren't exactly your service. You don't want people looking for services in cities that you don't actually really pull business from. So there are a lot of things that can go wrong here. And that's why I say this is usually where campaigns are won or lost in my experience. But when you've got a good search terms report, your campaign's probably going to perform. So you can see here, we've been managing this campaign for a long time. This person's offering spider vein treatments. So you can see sclerotherapy near me, vein center near me, spider vein treatments, varicose vein treatment, vein doctor, vein specialist near me. These are all the exact type of queries that we know we want to be showing up for, that we want to be ranking for, and they're indicative of people that are interested in services. So just like with Facebook, you want to know your numbers here too. Make sure that conversion tracking is in place. So you can see here on this campaign, over the lifetime, this has spent $13,000 on this specific campaign over the years. There have been 243 leads for $54 cost per lead. So on Google, your cost per lead is generally going to be higher, but your conversion rate is going to be higher because these are high intent leads, people actively searching for your service. The other thing, a little bonus tip here, when you're in this part of the dashboard where you're referencing your conversions, make sure your conversions are actually tracking the right thing. And most of the time, that's going to be form fills or phone calls. You can click segment right here. And from this dropdown, you can see there's conversion action. So you want to click conversion action. And that will show you what exactly it's tracking. So in this case, it's again, landing page form fills and phone calls. If it's tracking landing page visits or something that's not actually related to a lead, this is really going to throw your numbers off. So make sure these are accurately reflecting how many new leads you're getting from the ad campaign. Then again, know your numbers. How much are you spending? How much is your cost per lead? How many leads are you converting? That's going to give you confidence to invest continuously to grow your practice and generate new business. So that's our quick audit on the Google ads side. Now let's jump over to text and email real quick. So this is last but not least, getting into text and email. Number one, above all else, make sure you're using text and email to reach out to your existing patient database. If you've got appointment bookings that are open, slots that are open, you're trying to drum up additional business, you've got a whole database of people that probably already know, like, and trust you if you're doing a good job. And simply by reaching out to those people with offers to get them back in the door via text message and or email, you're going to generate business. I have this testimonial from one of our clients. When we started using text message marketing, she had a huge list of like 5,000 patients that she'd never texted. And she mentioned here, we're doing great with the text ones. We're almost fully booked for the week. This is amazing. That's just because she started doing some re-engagement strategies with text message marketing. So if you're not doing that, definitely do that. The other thing is you can use text and email to automate some of your follow-up process when you get new leads. So we use a white labeled version of a tool called Go High Level. This is our back-end dashboard that our clients use. And you can see here, you're able to manage the conversations with text message and email all in one place. And this is HIPAA compliant. So if you're a dermatologist or somebody that does any business with insurance, you need something that's HIPAA compliant. This is a HIPAA compliant tool. So make sure whatever you're using for email and text is HIPAA compliant if possible. But Also using email and text, like I said, to follow up with new leads. So when a new lead comes in from our Facebook and Instagram ads, we're sending them an offer confirmation email, an offer confirmation text. We're doing pre-recorded voicemail drops, which are really, really neat. We're sending them a text message if they don't reply, or if they do reply in a positive fashion, with the booking link to go ahead and book online. And you can map that to your sales process. But this takes the burden off your front office staff with having to follow up manually. It ensures that your follow-up is happening quickly. So this automation can dramatically increase the percentage of leads that you're converting from your ad efforts. So looks like we're just under 15 minutes. If you want to pause this along the way, go back. I highly recommend it. But that's our 15-minute DIY marketing audit. I'm confident that if you use this, you'll find some areas for improvement with your current marketing online.